What's going on, traders? John with Tactical Trading here with our weekly watch list. Just a quick overview. Last week we had an absolutely terrific watch list. We had a couple of runners that went crazy in the both in the OTC market and the listed. We're going to kind of do the same thing this week. Go over first the listed stocks and then go into what I've been really concentrating on, and that's the OTC market, where it has been absolutely on fire the past couple weeks. Just want to remind everybody, this week is Thanksgiving, so I do want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. I may come out with a video between now and then, but just in case I don't, I do want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Be thankful. Remember what you're thankful for. You got to be thankful, obviously, for your family, your health, the good Lord that gives everything to you. Just make sure that you have a great week. Be safe and be blessed, like we all are, knowing we could do this for a living. So, we all know we had a great watch list last week. If you didn't see the watch list, go take a look at it and see what we picked and see where these stocks went, because we were on fire last week. This week we're going to start with some listed stocks. We're going to basically talk about three stocks, or actually four stocks, really very quickly, that I want you to keep an eye on this week. One of which was on the watch list last week. I think it may have a little bit of a continuation, and all these stocks we have talked about. First stock we're going to talk about is NETE. NETE. This stock closed at $12.63, up 31% on Friday. This is a stock that we talked about in our midterm swing trade video. This is one of the non-penny stocks that I did mention to take a look at. Again, these guys closed at $12.63, up 31%, off of an analyst calling a $48 price target on this stock. Now, we know these guys got into the EV sector, so this is definitely something to look at. A very low float stock. We won't get too much into it. If you want to know, just go back to the video that we had about a month and a half ago talking about these guys. I just think these guys may have a continuation this week. So NETE is definitely a stock you want to keep an eye on. A stock that we did talk about last week, I think may have a little bit of a continuation going into this week, which is Westwater Resources, WWR. These guys closed the week at $6.53, up 12% on Friday. I think this thing may kind of grind up. It is a low flow play. The EV sector is hot, and these guys are one of the miners that mine the products that are needed and very essential for these batteries. So I think Westwater Resources, which has a recent high of over $18, I'm not saying that it's going to get there this week. I just think we're going to have a nice continuation, and I can definitely see over $7 hitting this week in this stock, if not better. Another stock that we'll be watching is POLA, Polar Power. We've talked about these guys since they were a little bit over $1. They closed the Friday at $4.69, up 14%. These guys are a battery play. They're a generator play. And anytime you get industrials moving or any type of these stocks moving, this will be one of them to watch. So we're definitely keeping an eye on POLA. And then another stock, the fourth listed stock we're going to be keeping a close eye on, and this is probably my favorite for this week, is Orbital Energy, OEG. These guys closed at $1.08, up 23%. This stock can move and move quickly. It's a relatively lower float stock. It's right in about the high 20s or low 30 million float range. And when this stock gets going, it gets going. I'd be definitely looking for this thing. I would be looking for dollar support to hold. If dollar support doesn't hold, I'd kind of lay off and wait for it to break back over $1 if we do get anything to the downside. But what I'm definitely looking for is this thing to push those 130, mid 130 highs that it tested not too long ago. This thing actually on one of these a couple weeks, I wouldn't say a couple weeks, but maybe a little over a month ago, this thing in the pre-market hit as high as the 240s. Went up from 80-cent area all the way up. So this thing can move, and when it gets going fast. So my top listed play, my top listed watch this week is Orbital Energy Group, OEG. In any of these stocks, except for Net Element, there really isn't any news. These things are just like it was in the past a couple months ago. These things are just moving basically on sector movement, and they're moving together. Orbital Energy is an oil and gas stock, but it's also an alternative energy stock as well too. Natural gases and things of that nature. So keep an eye on OEG. Now, we are getting into the bread and butter right now. We got quite a few plays that I want to look at. I'm going to go over my top 5 OTC stocks, but I'm going to mention a stock that not on the list, but it is on the list. It's not going to make the top 5, but not because it's not one of my favorite stocks. Just because it's up so much, I think we may have a slight pullback before it starts to test recent highs, and that's DSGT. DSG Global really needs no introduction on the channel. This stock has been talked about time after time after time on this channel. DSGT closed just a shade under 27 cents on Friday. It was up 42% on big news on Thursday. This thing's up close to 75% in just 2 days, Thursday and Friday. I do anticipate this thing testing and possibly breaking those 33-cent recent highs this week. I do anticipate that happening, but because of the way this stock moves, we may get a slight pullback before we get up there. So I'd be waiting to catch a pullback before we test those highs. If you're in the stock, hang on, because I don't think this thing is anywhere near done. Now, a list of some of these stocks that we're going to be watching this week. We are watching ENZC Inc. ENZC. This stock closed at just under 2 cents at 0.01939. This guy was up 49% on Friday. The 52-week high is it's hovering right around its 52-week highs of 0.0217. On Monday, I do anticipate this thing breaking 52-week highs, and I anticipate this thing flying. I don't know where this goes, but I definitely think this is one of the top movers this week. So keep a close eye on ENZC, ENZC Inc. The second OTC stock we're watching is a stock we've been talking about the past week and a half, 2 weeks, and that's Tesoro Enterprises Humble, TSNP. These guys closed at 0.0209. They were only up about 8% on Friday. This is a stock that actually had a huge run from the sub pennies all the way up to a little over 3.5 cents at 0.036, and that's the 52-week highs that it did test early last week. This stock did pull back a little bit. Nothing really changed in the story or in the in the chart that would make me not like this stock. I think this stock is worth more than it is, and it's a steal right here. Over the last day or so, we formed a really nice base at around 2 cents. We did break late Friday under that 2 cent area. I think market makers pushed the stock into some stop losses, pushed it all the way down to 0.018. It rebounded very quickly back up to the 0.0210 area. So we ended up closing just a shade under that area, above 2 cents. I think 2 cents has now become a nice base for this stock, and I do anticipate, and I think we may get some news this week. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. If we get some news, we may fly. If we don't, I think this thing steadily grinds up. If we get any momentum in this stock, I would anticipate this thing testing those 0.036 highs. If we get to that area, again, it's all uncharted water because the stock hasn't been there before. Again, like I said before, this was an empty shell that merged with Humble, and this ticker was trading at 1/100 of a penny not too long ago. So, and then just a couple weeks ago, 1/10 of a penny. So, this is uncharted water, so it's hard to chart this stock out. But it has been forming a nice ascending triangle on the 5-day, 15-minute chart. So, at any time, this thing could pop and start breaking. So, we're definitely watching TSNP, Tesoro Enterprises. Now, another stock that we're watching, this is a very low price sub-penny stock, but I've been doing a lot of research on this thing, and I'm getting excited about this stock because it has a lot of things going for it. This is View Systems Inc., VSYM. This stock closed at 0.0007, so a very cheap little penny stock. This thing was up huge on Friday. It was up 133%. Now the 52-week highs are actually at 0.0024, so we'd almost have to triple to catch those 50. In fact, we'd have to more than triple to catch those 52-week highs. I do anticipate this thing coming and testing and possibly breaking those 52-week highs. If that happens, this thing can start flying. We've had a lot of luck with these very low-priced OTC stocks. I think Tesoro Enterprises, TSNP, has really kind of started something and I think over the next month or so, we're going to start seeing these real little penny stocks start to take off. This one could be one of those. I'm very interested. If you want to do some due diligence and do some research on this stock, there's a lot of interesting things going on with this play, so I would be definitely keeping an eye on VSYM. Another stock we're watching is a very similar type play, and this is iCity.com, ICTY. Exact same price as VSYM. They closed at 0.0007. They were up 8% on Friday. Their 52-week high is 0.0012. So they would have to double to break those, or almost double to break those 52-week highs. I also anticipate them from these guys. I'm anticipating news on a merger with these guys. And if that does happen, we could see some momentum in this little one too. So the two real small sub-penny stocks we're watching are VSYM and ICTY. Now, this one, the another stock we're watching, this one has been a monster. This thing has went from 5 cents almost up to about 27, 28 cents in the past few days. They did pull back a little bit, but I think this thing has a lot more room to run. This is Alpine 4 Technologies, ALPP. This one closed on Friday at 21 cents. This was up 41% on Friday. The 52-week high is 27.9, so 0.279, just a shade under 28 cents. This thing has been moving. I think we already got the pullback in this down to that 21 cent area because it did hit those 52-week highs on Friday. This thing could push and continue to go. This is a drone play and a technology play that just had a merger. We could be looking at military contracts and all kinds of things with these. I would definitely implore you to take a look and do some research on this stock. This is something I'm very interested in. I appreciate some of my subscribers that brought this up to me. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. You know, we can't do it alone, so we got to work together, and I really appreciate you guys pushing this one on me because the more research I did, the more I really like this stock, and that's ALPP. I think this thing can test those 52-week highs, if not get better than that this week. Now we're going to go with just a couple of little penny stock swing trades. These are basically some that I wouldn't say swing trades. These are ones that I'm just got on the peripheral. These are on the outside of the watch list, the main watch list, but I'm still keeping an eye on them. One we talked about on Friday or Saturday is BRTX, Biorestorative. This one closed at 0.0169. They were down 14%. They had just reemerged from bankruptcy, so I do think this play has a little bit of room to run, so I would keep a close eye on BRTX. Another one is VISM, and this is one we talked about quite some time. We also talked about it on Saturday, on OTC Saturday, is VSYM Technologies, VISM. They closed at 0.0013, up 18% on Friday. Their 52-week high is 0.0088. If this little guy gets any momentum, this thing can maybe possibly touch those 52-week highs, and then we're talking about a 6 or 7 bagger in there. So I would definitely keep VSYM on my close watch list. Another two that I'm interested in, these are the last two stocks we're going to talk about. One is ISWH Holdings. This stock closed at 3 cents on Friday, down 14%. I would just keep an eye on this stock. This is a lower float OTC stock that I think if this thing starts getting any momentum, it can move. And then the last one we're talking about, I really like this one, is Starstream Entertainment, SSET. These guys closed at 4 cents on Friday. They were up 34%. I would be looking for these guys to test and possibly break their 52-week highs of 6 cents. So the OTC stocks, the main ones we're watching, the main 5 are ENZC, Enzolytics Inc., TSNP, Tesoro Humble, VSYM, View Systems Inc., Alpine 4 Technology, ALPP, and iCity.com, ICTY. The listed stocks we're looking at, the main one is OEG, Orbital Energy. And then we're also looking at POLA, Polar Power, WWR, Westwater Resources. And this one's not a penny stock, but this is definitely something I would keep an eye on for some movement, is NETE, Net Element. Now, there's also, like I said, the 3 other stocks that I'm going to be watching very closely this week are VSYM Technologies, VISM, Starstream Entertainment, SSET, and ISW Holdings, ISWH. That's all I got for you today. Definitely keep an eye on all these stocks with the holiday coming up. We do have a short week, so I want to wish y'all a happy Thanksgiving. As always, please like, please share, please subscribe. Any comments or questions, put them in the comment section below. And as always, let's get that money, traders.